What's going on, guys? Are back with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the iPad Air. This is the 2020 model, and I'm basically going to be talking to you guys if this is worth buying in 2021. So let's get started. So before I talk about the iPad Air, I want to talk about my previous experiences with the other iPad that I've had before this. And the other iPad, probably my first ever iPad that I started off with was the iPad, just a regular iPad. Now this isn't my iPad, this is actually Jason's. You can tell by the wallpaper. Okay. This is Jason's iPad, but I actually had this iPad, but this is the 7th generation. I had the 6th generation. I used this iPad when I first got it as more of like editing photos and watching videos, mainly for entertainment purposes. I used it for a lot for YouTube. Just come with a 10.2 inch screen, I believe a 6 or 8 megapixel camera, back camera. And if I'm not mistaken, I know mine's came with it, but this comes with a fingerprint scanner on the front. Jason? Yep. Okay, sweet. Come with a fingerprint scanner on the front as well too. And the 7th generation actually didn't come with this magnetic part as well too. This magnetic part, I'm sure you guys already know, but that's for like connecting the keyboard to it, or if you have like a magnetic pencil like Jason has. It kind of connects a little bit to it. So it like kind of keeps it there to kind of like hold it and stuff like that. But this was my first iPad, and at the time, I liked the big iPad, but then I wanted something smaller. I wanted something more portable. I wanted something that I could just take and put it in the backpack without a case on and still have it be slim and be able to use it anywhere. So that's when I moved over to the iPad mini. So this actually comes with a 9.7 inch. It still has the lightning connection point. It's basically like an iPad, just a smaller version. This does come with 64 gigs of memory. The original iPad came with 32 gigs, so that's like double the amount of storage on here. It also comes with an A14 Bionic chip, so this chip is actually a lot more powerful than the original iPad, which helped with editing pictures because I do use Lightroom and Photoshop. Well, that was a lie. I use Photoshop on here a little bit, but I couldn't use it that much because the screen size was like really small, and if you use Photoshop, you know that you have to like enlarge the picture of certain areas to get to a certain spot and like to crop a certain spot and edit it with shadows and stuff like that. It was just a pain. But I have been using this for about 6 months now. And I eventually went like a month later to get the Apple Pencil. And this is my first ever Apple Pencil. And I have to honestly say, everyone knows I'm not an Apple person. Jason knows I'm not an Apple person. All my friends know I'm not an Apple person, but this Apple Pencil is probably the best pencil I've like ever touched in my life. But 6 months later after I got this, I ended up feeling like this screen was too small for me. I started getting into Lightroom a lot more, started getting into Photoshop a lot more, and I needed something to be able to see what I'm doing and see those little like small areas and stuff like that on a bigger screen. So this screen size was good at the time, but in the long run, it started to get worse. And also this Apple Pencil started getting worse too. One thing that I kind of don't like about the Apple Pencil is that in order to charge it, you take the top off and you have to plug it up at the bottom of the iPad, and it kind of just like hangs out there. The good thing with this, that it doesn't take that long to charge, maybe I think like 10 minutes charging, it's like a full battery just like that. And if you don't want to like connect it this way, it actually comes with this little like adapter piece where you would plug in the pencil at the bottom and then plug in like a regular iPhone charger at the top to basically charge it like that as well too. So it had its downsides, but overall this was a good thing. But from here, I decided that I needed another iPad. I needed something like a bigger screen to edit photos on, edit videos on, and basically enjoy entertainment. So going from this, that's when I decided to go with the iPad Air. So this is the 2020 model. This is the sky blue version actually. This sky blue is actually a really, really nice color. I've been using this for about a week now, and this is so much better than the iPad mini. One of the biggest differences that you would see with this iPad compared to like the iPad mini, of course the size difference is like really, really huge compared to that one. Another thing that I actually like about this, that I don't like about this, is the forehead and the chin. This has a bigger forehead and a deeper chin at the bottom. This is more of like an all-screen display, so you're able to see more details, able to see more color on this iPad compared to this one. I'm sure you guys see it already as well too. The iPad Pencil, the Pencil 2, actually sticks onto the side. I'm sure you guys already know about that. It sticks to the side, and it also charges the iPad too. I'm sure you guys seen it. It charges the Pencil too while it's on here, and this isn't like a weak, magnetic part. Like it actually like.
I mean, in comparison, you were putting I
was putting a lot of force in there,
yeah.
Right? But like if you were to like move on a day-to-day basis, it'll like actually stick there. This does come with Touch ID. This does come with Touch ID like the iPad mini. However, the Touch ID is actually on the lock button at the top of the screen now. So this actually comes a lot more handy compared to the home screen. So most of the time when you like hold an iPad like this, you're using it like this and your finger is actually close to the power button. So being able to just tap it and then having it unlock just like that is a lot more better than having to like hold it straight up or like sideways and like putting your finger on there and then waiting and stuff like that. The unlocking on this is a lot more faster compared to the iPad mini as well too. This iPad Air is also a flat design as well too. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these have like a curved edge. This also has dual screen mode. So this dual screen actually comes in handy a lot. So let's say like if I'm like, oh yeah, I was watching Invincible. If you guys don't know about Invincible, I highly recommend going into this. I'm about to start reading the comics, but anyway, if you want to have this screen open and something else as well, say I want to have like whiteboard open, you can actually drag it and then it'll pop up on the side of the screen. So you can actually like, if you want to like write notes or something of that sort. Yeah, I don't have the notes thing, the drawing thing, I'll have the eraser out. But if you want to take notes and actually read like a book or something like that, you could do that as well too. I think it's pretty cool to do it on here because it's a bigger screen compared to the iPad mini. One big thing about this iPad that I'm sure all of you guys already know that I love, because I absolutely hate having a micro USB on something. This takes a USB-C. You see that beauty right there? But it has a USB-C on here, and that's probably like the best thing ever. Fast charging all the time. You can literally use a laptop charger, a 75-watt charger on this thing. It has fast charging on it. So that's a huge, huge plus with this. So talking about the iPad Air, the next question would be, is it worth it? So I'm going to just compare these two iPads, because these two are the only iPads that I've had like switch between. So the iPad mini is going for $400 right now. It has 64 gigs, A12 Bionic chip, and it takes the Apple One Pencil. While the iPad Air is going for $599, takes the Apple Pencil 2. It has an A14 Bionic chip in here, if I'm not mistaken, and it takes a USB charger, and it has a 10.9 full-inch display. Overall, I would say if you're using it more for like a work setting, like I do Photoshop on here, but if you're like an artist or an engineer who needs like a blueprint or something of that sort, and if you like the bigger screen, I would say the iPad Air would be like the best bet for you, only because having the pencil for like drawing and stuff like that, like this pencil is a lot more better compared to that. I would definitely say just having it up here all the time is a really, really big plus to me. This is also compatible with the Magic Keyboard. So it has the keyboard, it has the mouse on it. I don't have it with me. It's like $250. I'm not rich or anything of that sort. But it has magnets on the back of this that actually connects to the Magic Keyboard, which is a big plus. But I would say for the extra $200, I think it's worth it. Depending on what you use it for, I would say that this is worth it. For me, it's definitely better than the iPad mini. I'll definitely recommend this iPad. Jason, do you think this iPad would be better than the iPad mini? For you?
Yeah, actually for me, yes. And then I'll probably take it off of design alone too.
Design alone too, right. One other plus that I got with this is the screen protector. The screen protector costs like $10 off of Amazon, but it's basically a paper mate screen protector. So essentially what it does, if all those artists out there, I'm sure you guys know how it sounds to write on paper, but I want you guys to just hear this. This Papermate screen protector is probably one of like the best screen protectors that I've ever had in my life. Having a screen protector as well too, especially with me, I'm learning Japanese right now and I have to write out the different characters and stuff like that. Hearing that on this screen is like the best thing in the world. With that, the iPad Air is going for $599 and the Apple Pencil is going for $130. So it is a bit pricey if you do want the Apple Pencil, but like I said, this isn't like a necessity at all. If you want to go Jason's route and you want to go get the pencil, this pencil does do good, I would assume.
Yeah.
It does good. I think how much did it cost? Do you know?
It was like $25.
$25 compared to like $100. Like,
yeah, you don't get the same effects though. It does what it needs to do.
Right, it does what it needs to do, but not the same effects. But overall, that's the best thing about it. This video is not sponsored by Apple at all. This is just my personal opinion with the iPad Air, using it for a week, testing it and stuff like that. Definitely gonna keep this iPad, the pencil, all that stuff as well too. Before this video actually ends, since I don't actually use this pencil anymore, I'm gonna give it to Jason.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna give it to Jason because I'm not gonna need it anymore. He's been doing this camera job for about like, what, I think like a year now. I think you've been doing this because we started.
It depends how you want to count it.
Right.
I did the old series videos too.
He did the old videos as well too, like my Journey to the Chosen Ones video that's actually still on my channel. That was like 2 years ago.
I should watch that one for sure.
Yeah, that was about 2 to 3 years ago. So he's definitely been on this channel for a while, helping me out with like camera stuff and ideas with videos and actually helping with video stuff like that. So I think the least I can do is just give him a pencil with this. So this is yours. Keep going. This is yours. I'm gonna put this right here. I don't need it anymore. I can't use it. So
you sell it.
We're gonna give it to him.
You sell it. Get your money.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big fat like. Comment what do you guys think about the iPad Air. Do you guys have an iPad Air, or do you have the iPad Pro or the Mini or the iPad? Jason's doing this, but yeah, that iPad Pro was it's a really, really good iPad for the price. I would definitely say so. But until then, it's been Zay11. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.